my name is Dawie Klynsmith. I am a golf course construction specialist. I came to Nigeria in 2008 to be part of the Lakowe Lakes golf course development for Mixta Africa. We started construction November 2008 and the course was opened in May of 2012, if I'm not mistaken. It takes more than one person to construct a golf course. So during the process, we were engaged by Mixta Africa to design and construct an 18-hole golf course with a driving range and academy. The project team was set up by Arab consulting engineers. EQ3 Projects was the main contractor and Robert O'Frill was the golf course architect. In 2004, there was a moratorium placed on all golf course development in South Africa because of water shortages and also land dispute. So us being construction guys, we were basically without any projects in South Africa at that stage. I knew the owner of EQ3 Projects from before, and he then said he's trying to put a team together to construct a golf course in Nigeria, in Lagos. Would we be interested in joining his team and coming to Nigeria to construct the golf course? The rest is history. We came in 2008 and obviously subsequently haven't left. Because of the land, the Lakowe used to be a swamp, complete swamp. So we had to reclaim land through dredging, and our principles was to create an 18-hole championship golf course, but to try and keep the costs as low as possible, as we know that the dredging material is extremely expensive. So we try to keep the land that had to be reclaimed as narrow as possible and make use of the sand rather to do the housing platforms. We also wanted to keep the swamp and the water features as a key feature of the golf course. It's unique. There's water on every single hole on the golf course, which makes it a very, very challenging and unique experience for any golfer. I think the biggest challenge you always face in Africa is energy. We had to make use of generators to install the irrigation system, and then diesel costs went through the roof. Diesel theft was on the order of the day. So if I have to say that personally, my biggest challenge was the control and the money it cost to actually run the site with the diesel that was required to run the site. The secondary challenge that we had on site was the terrain. The swamp area was extremely difficult to work in, and there were areas that we had to go in where we hadn't dredged yet. So at the bottom of the driving range, we actually lost an excavator that got stuck in the swamp and quicksand, and it got swallowed. And when we brought the second excavator to take it out, that excavator also fell in the water. So Mixta had to get us a 80-ton crane that cost a lot of money to come and remove the excavators. And I think there's a permanent feature in one of your lakes. We couldn't even get the excavator out. That excavator is still lodged in one of your lakes. So as I explained, there were different teams on site. The first team was the dredging component. They were the contractors that was first engaged by Mixta to give us the materials for us to build the golf course. Then the second team was the design engineers, Arab, with which Mixta has a very, very close relationship on all their projects. The third team that came in was EQ3 Projects. They were the main contractor for the bulk earthworks, greens construction and irrigation installation on the golf course. And then there was another company that was employed to actually do the grow-in and the opening of the golf course. The majority of the people that worked on site were South Africans. However, we engaged the local community and employed from within the Lakowe area, and we trained those guys, and most of those guys are still working for Lakowe Lakes on the golf course today. Enjoy as much as we can. Lagos is still today one of my favorite cities in the world. I still today speak a little bit of Lagosian pidgin when I refer to things. If I refer to trouble today in any country, I always speak of Wahala, and the people don't know what I'm talking about. So I thoroughly enjoy the culture here. We had extremely good experience with all the workers on site, very hard-working people. The area boys even became our friends, and the Bali Sun even ended up working for us. So there was a huge collaboration between the locals of Lakowe and us outsiders coming from a foreign country to come and work on the project. I think even today, the people from Lakowe realizes that they would not have the quality of life they have today if that project never happened. If I take how everything around Lakowe Lakes has developed and improved, it was this very narrow little road that we created through the swamp, and we got stuck every morning going to site and coming home at night. And now it's a big road with schools along it, and hotels and bars and cafes, where there once only used to be swamp. So to me, it's been very, very, very nice to see how the whole area has developed and what it is today. I still think Lakowe is one of the best golf course layouts I've ever worked on. I've been doing this for 28 years. And when you drive into Lakowe and you drive onto hole number 1 and you go hole number 2 and 3, and you actually go into the swamp area, I get goosebumps every time I do it. Having said that, I think firstly, when we do a golf course, we try and create green space for the family. Right, so if people want to feel secure when they live in an environment, but they also want a certain value of life. They would like their kids to be safe. They would like their kids to be able to walk on green grass. So with that in mind, with the cart paths around the golf course, it's very simple for the people to get on a bicycle and cycle 12 kilometers on the cart paths. The kids could go running. It's a lifestyle that we try to create, and the vision of the chairman at that stage was he wanted to create a golf estate for the entire family in Lagos, Nigeria, and it would be the first one of its kind in your country. And I think to a large extent you have achieved that. The people that we trained and we left behind, we left a team behind that is capable of looking after a championship golf course. The person in charge of the maintenance team at Lakowe Lakes, Benson, was a small boy when he started with us in 2008. And Benson's job was to count the trucks that were dumping sand from the dredging site onto the golf course. And for 2 years, Benson counted trucks. Today, Benson is in charge of the entire maintenance team under Femi at the golf course. Emmanuel, who is his second in charge, was a young boy that couldn't even drive. Now today, there's not a machine that he cannot operate on that golf course. The team that we employed in 2008 is still the team that's on your golf course, and that makes me proud. It shows you that we left a impression on certain people's lives, and I'm most proud of that. Secondly, board of directors haven't made any significant changes to the golf course that we constructed. It is still the same golf course that we constructed. And you know, when you go to other golf courses, people do make changes on the golf course. It's still the same place. The 9-hole pitch and putt course is still there. The range is looking fantastic. So those are things that make me proud. That, and the fact that I was involved in it. I often refer to Lakowe when I travel the world, and I say to them, you know, you drive into Lakowe, and it's like you could be anywhere in the world. You're free from the hustle and bustle of Lagos, but the serenity of Lakowe is so nice. So those are the two things I'm most proud of.